The race courses in Malta are fantastic. The World Series is like coming to the crossroads of cultures. We start in the old town of Valletta, which in itself is spectacular. And it's within the fortress walls. And we start in a nice square, and you run through the old streets. And then we do a swim across the harbor. And we swim in a place where nobody usually swims because it's a shipping channel. They close it off for us to swim across. And then we make ourselves out of town, and we run on the rocks and cliffs, not up on the streets. We get out of town, and it becomes more and more and more and more nature, and the trails become more and more technical. And we make sort of like a fishhook around Malta, and we have some few surprises along the way. The swims are amazing, and the trails are, I love it. I think it's going to be a course that people say, wow, this is more than we expected. The sprint and experience courses on Malta are in the area of Golden Sands, so that's where we finished the World Series race. And I would say it's like a special treat for the racers, because it's loop courses without really being loops on the same course, but you do lying figure of eights. And you come in and out of beautiful bays, you run up some, not steep, but up onto bluffs, and with some incredible trails and views. I think anyone who does the sprint or experience of Malta will say, wow, this is like a little piece of swimrun paradise. A lot of people wonder why we chose Malta, and for us it's the end of November. So we want to be somewhere which is so different from the rest of Europe, where it's warm, where the water is still warm, and we'll have plus 20 degrees in the water, and where it's easy to get to from all of Europe. You can get direct flights from most of the Central European big cities, and flights are cheap. Also, Malta has always been a melting pot of cultures, where throughout history and back into the antique times, it's been a place where people have traveled to discover and to create their sort of stronghold. And we think that Malta will be a swimrun stronghold in the future. On the World Series race course, there's so many different environments that you as a racer will actually encounter. But for me, coming out of the old town in Valletta will be spectacular in the morning light. But we also have at the end a little surprise where you run through an old movie set. And I won't say more now, but those that do it will actually come to a really cool place and enjoy something very different. What you shouldn't miss in Malta is the town of Medina, because that is, for those of you who like Game of Thrones, a place which you'll recognize very much. The old town of the Medina is beautiful. But also Valletta, the food, the connection with so many different cultures is amazing. But, I mean, primarily, I think if you go to Malta, don't miss looking around when you're swimming in the water, because the water is clear. It's just enjoy it.